Hello everyone and welcome to Conspiracy 3. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis and we're here for the Bahrain Grand Prix without any overlays but a brilliant quality nonetheless. Talk about quality, Lewis mate, how are you doing? And happy you are here in the commentary box with me once again.
Yes, welcome everyone, good evening, and yeah, looking forward to another great evening of racing. Bahrain International Circuit. Yeah, this one, we were just saying off air, both of us, in previous instances, it's not a favourite of ours, but for racing purposes, I can think of a few dramatic races that have gone on here in the past, particularly one I remember in Tier 1 with, at the end of the race of punchers, I seem to remember. So it can bring great racing. Obviously, you've got 3 DRS zones. Yeah, and also, is it the same as the old game, in previous games, where is it either a 2-stopper on softs or a 1-stopper? Or has it changed a bit?
It is really hard on the tires this track. You can make it from softs to hards, but it will definitely be a stretch. And it just depends on the fact whether you want to struggle with tire wear all race long, or if you want to be safe and just go for the safe 2-stop option. Just completely depends on what you want, what you like. But yeah, we're gonna see some different strategies. Definitely, people outside of the 10 will probably go for the medium hard, or maybe even start on the hards, try to make it on the softs or mediums. Other people inside of the 10 will go for the soft, medium, medium, soft, medium, soft. It can go all the way, just a little bit. Which we saw at France as well earlier this season. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And oh my days, this is in the chat, and he says it's gonna rain at the end of the race.
Wow.
While we in the desert. Yeah, that's okay.
Well,
that's very interesting.
They get 6 days of rain on average a year, don't they? So obviously it's one of those days.
One of those days. Oh my days. Yeah, that is okay. That's interesting. So that's good to know. Thanks, Stitchy, for the information. Yeah, that's gonna mix some things up then, because if people want to go for the softer or faster tire at the end, it will probably rain. So they need to take that in consideration as well, that it's probably gonna rain. And with Codemasters, you never know when it's gonna rain, because they can say it's gonna rain at the end of the race, but then you can already see the Spitzelveen halfway through. So yeah, definitely gonna be interesting.
Absolutely. So Sector 1, Cygate has set the first lap time, 126.298. Almost everyone out, a couple people still in the pits, but Dan just goes up 126.2. Lap time wise, we're expecting 125s for pole position, somewhere low, maybe a mid 125?
Yeah, mid to low 125s could definitely be possible. I think if someone puts in a brilliant lap, they can definitely go into the low 125s, but it's definitely a good banker already from Dan with a 126.2. He will be happy with that one, and just getting a little bit of the confidence up, try to get used to the track. But we don't know if people are running a sort of hybrid setup, knowing that the rain is gonna come at the end of the race. So if they do, then we'll definitely see some slower lap times, but we can already see Ray Snipes with a 125.7, so he's definitely up the pace.
Yeah, well, obviously a lot of guys choosing to go softs. Roland and Thibaut, the Renault guys, they're on mediums. So it looks as though people are going to try and do the 2-stop. This is the biggest thing I've seen with this 2020 game, is the shift to tracks where in the past the soft menu of a 2-stop, it wouldn't work. It feels like now 2-stops can work better in this game, whether that's because the drop-off in performance is bigger, or just the soft tyre has got that much more advantage that it is worth running. I'm not sure, but people would definitely go for it. In the past, you'd see a lot of people opting to run mediums, so that it'd be medium to hard for the race. Because a soft tyre, generally in the old games, you were hitting around lap 5, 6. I'm expecting that, well, unless it's different on this version, to be around the same sort of window.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like you said, the soft tire got a little bit stronger, I would say. It's like a little bit more effective towards the end of the race, but it's also the fact that if you're behind the car in dirty air, you can like feel it even more compared to last game. And if you're on the fresher tire, and it doesn't have to be the soft tire, it can also be the medium tire, it can already make such a big advantage that the two-stop is definitely something to think about. It just depends on the track and the pit lane. Here at Bahrain, for example, the pit lane isn't really long, so you can afford to make an extra pit stop, like we saw with Leclerc as well in real life in GP2.
Yeah.
But yeah, around tracks like Silverstone, where the two-stop is pretty attractive, but because of the very long and slow pit straight, it's just not gonna work because you lose too much time in the pits. So that's something you need to think about as well. Like, is it worth gaining the time back on a fresher tire? Around here, it's definitely worth it. Short pit lane, and because you use the tire performance as well a lot, it can definitely bring you further up the field. But like I said, around tracks like Silverstone, it's really hard to make the two-stop work.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to see, isn't it? People going for the softs, and anyone that doesn't qualify in the top 10 will go and do the easy one-stop strategy. Yeah, because Stumpy put in the comments, the gap between the medium to soft is so big that even the quickest guy, if he chose to go down the medium route, although Matty Robbo at the moment, 127.3, that is obviously way off the lap times at the moment, but because no one else has set times, he's still in P6 at the moment, so, but you would expect if everyone went out on softs, the guys on mediums would be able to get top 10, so we'll see. We've still got 9 minutes 40 to go, and it's still only rage in 125s at the moment, but as the track starts to rubber in, expect it to go quicker. I do think, I mean, if it is going to be rain at the end, I don't know about you, Thomas, but I would stick with a dry setup. You know, and I know Codemasters can be notoriously unpredictable with the weather, which is realistic because weather predictions aren't, you know, they're not accurate in real life. But you know, if the rain comes in at three-quarter distance or later, I don't really see, you know, having a dry setup, I feel, would still be a benefit. But maybe if it came halfway through or two-thirds through, then yeah, maybe the wet or a hybrid setup would work.
Yeah, it really depends on when the rain is gonna come, and the worst thing is that you can't really trust Codemasters on that one, like you said. But if you are absolutely certain that the rain is gonna come at the end of the race, I would definitely go for dry setup as well, because the rain can fall and it can come down, but it just depends on how quickly and how hard it's gonna fall. Like if it's the last 5 laps and it starts raining, then it's not even time for intermediates at the end of the race. But if it's gonna start raining halfway through the race, then you will probably see the last maybe 5 laps where it's gonna be really tricky, and you will see some guys with, I would like say, 2 laps to go, who are trying to go out with inters and try to see what they can do. So it just really depends on when it is gonna fall down. But if you see that it's gonna rain at the end of the race, then I would definitely start with a dry setup.
So
oh my days.
What's happened?
Yeah, it's Matty Robo in the chat, and he says, "Boys, there's no rain. We are taking the..." And I don't think I'm allowed to say that word on stream because otherwise I have to give a sub away. But he's taking the mick out of us. Oh no, we've been pranked.
Oh god.
It would have been so fun if it was indeed, because no one would have practiced rain around here. I can tell you, no one, literally no one. So it would have been amazing to see rain around here because no one would know what to expect. No.
Yeah, like well, the only time, it's funny enough. Do you remember the Tier 3 race that was started in the rain initially? It was back, I think it was the 2018 game, but it was initially rain for the first 8-9 laps or so, and it was absolute nightmare. The truck was so slippy, and like you said, no one had done any wet running. So it was really interesting. Very few times you get to experience, and Blank Corner really was 5 times worse than Blank Corner is anyway. In the
Blank Curve is something else. Like, people who've joined in, which season was it where it got a thing?
I think it was season 2.
Season 2?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it was season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, season 2 or season 3. Watch it back. The Bahrain Grand Prix with Blank in it. I think it was tier 2. Yeah, it must be tier 2. Just watch it back. It's gonna be. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of casualties, and you can still be a casualty. The good thing of this game, you can still be a victim of it.
Yeah, so, you can still be a victim of it. It's like, it's less likely to happen.
Yeah.
But still, it can call people out, so you never know. Especially if the tire wear is pretty high, people towards the end of the stint, they can maybe make some mistakes, get on the curb, or throw in the car a little bit too much, and then it's definitely game over. The good part about blank curve is that there is a lot of space around, so you can put it into the wall and still like got your 4 wheels on the car and be able to make a pit stop and go again. Well, yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky corner.
Still, we have so JSAC now is moved up into pole, 125.5. Roberts is 125.6. Rage, though, is yet to do another run because he is invalidated. So he, just like last week, he had a number of disqualifications, invalidations, and that's cost him a chance of getting in the front row last week. He'll be trying not to do that again with his final run.
Currently on board with Ricky, as he is trying to get his name up on the board. 27.8 to start off with sector 1. Can't see any comparison in lap time yet, as he hasn't set one, but it's looking like a pretty decent lap from the Welshman in the Ferrari. As he goes through the double left-hander, it's so easy to lock up the left front tire. Well, he's done all good. DRS open on the back straight. And then we go on board with him, as he is gonna approach blank curve on the right hand side. Oh, and he gets called out by it. Thanks slapper for Ricky, and that's his lap time over for now. And it will be very tricky for him to get back into the pits and go out again to set another lap time.
Well, he should. I've got 4 minutes on the clock, so he should be alright. But I think the fact he has a wheel is what's saved him there.
Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
With a man you'd be able to correct that. He would have tank slapped you and you would have gone into that wall. Yeah, very lucky. There you go. Shows you there the blank curve can still bite. You just go on that curve too much, and before you even know it, that rear end is, well, the rear end is in front of the front end. So yeah, it's lucky escape for Ricky. No damage or worse retirement from the session, because that would have been a disaster currently in P15. But he has all the pressure now to deliver in the final run.
Yep, all the pressure on the last lap, and that's definitely not what you want. Currently on board with Harold, as he is back again in his lovely Mercedes. Going through the last corner now, onto the start-finish line. Is he gonna improve, and to what position? P7, 126.1. It's gonna be very tight for him to set another lap time. I think this is gonna be it from him. So he will be hoping for the guys behind to make a mistake on their lap. Otherwise he's gonna drop outside the top 10 probably.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be doing their final runs very shortly. Spud is on an out lap, so I guess he's the first one. And he's on mediums. So
Spot out on mediums.
So Spud is, oh, and we got our first casualty.
It's
well,
in
it's
the
not on track.
pits, I think. Yeah, it's in the pits. Kelstrak has given up on a 137.4. That's interesting, so to say. Currently on board with Lars, but he's 1.6 seconds down on his 126.4. So that's definitely not gonna improvement for the Dutchman.
A lot of people making their way out the pits now.
I think it is Cygate now. Yep, Cygate is pushing 3/10 up on his lap time. Another Dutchman in the Alpha Tauri, so he is definitely looking to improve on his 125.8. Is he gonna take pole position from JSEC? You never know. We will find out in 30 seconds. Let's see, DRS is not open and he puts it down into ES Mark 0. So he either made a mistake or invalidated. I can't see it on my screen. But he will go again for the next lap. Everyone starting their out laps now, as it's gonna get very busy out on track.
Yes, so Bud. Well, we got a retirement.
Yeah, it's Lars in the pits. Yep, he's given up.
It's Robert, yeah.
Yeah, I think Saige is gonna be the first one to start off with the hot laps, because I think everyone behind him is currently on an out lap, and he goes into pits. Probably not enough fuel. So yep, Rage Snipes is the first one to focus on. Comes through the last corner now to start his final lap to take pole position here at Bahrain. Let's see what he can do.
Straight, going to bring in 100, which he does. Goes a bit deep, I feel, but just about holds on as Harold is retired as well. He might lose a bit on exit here. I'd be surprised if this beats his previous best. Coming up to the end of the first sector very shortly. It was a good turn 3. Yeah, 10th and a half up. Very nice through the S's. Now this corner on the right-hander, you've got to go so much slower than you think. It's a real tight right-hander, and then the very tricky double left. A bit easier in this game now with the increase in downforce, but this used to be a real nightmare. Still could be tricky on heavy fuel. Then the back straight, the only time you really get to have a break. Commit into the left-hander. Carry as much speed as you can. Now blank curve. Don't hit your curb, which he stays well away from. Think your braking point. Turn too early, you go over the curb. Turn too late, and he has.
Yep.
Getting greedy, trying to carry too much speed.
Lap over Rage Snipes, going to the car behind him, which is Robert in the Haas. As he goes through the last corner now, is Robert on for an improvement and pole position. DRS is open now as he goes onto the line. Is it gonna be P1? It is gonna be P1, 125.4. J-Sec improves, 125.3.
Who else we got?
Ricky improves as well to P3 with 125.7.
Reach is going to get eaten, and Matty Robbo is a 10th down on his previous best at the moment. It's a bit untidy.
Roland comes onto the line now through the last corner. I don't know if he's on for an improvement, so we have to wait and see until he comes across the finish line. DRS is open now. Runs out of ERS onto the line. It's going to be P9 for our captain, a 125.9. Going to our championship leader now. A 10th down actually. Through sector 2. Oh no, that was sector 1, sorry. Let's see what his sector 2 is looking like.
Don't hit that. He looks a bit twitchy. I mean, he's very close, but he is nervy. Not as well balanced as the top 4 cars were, that's for sure. Final turn. Up to the line now. Is it going to be that improvement he craves? It is a minor improvement, which gets him up to P5. Look, that's how close it was. 500ths is able to get him from P7 to P5.
Yep, really close gaps between all of the EU3 guys. Big difference compared to last week, where the difference were huge. Back to the old tier 3 now, and Matty Robbo will be happy going from P8 to P5. It will definitely help his championship run. And so, with that, it actually rounds off the qualifying session for today, with J-Sec being on pole position for today's Grand Prix. Robert P2, Ricky will be happy with his P3, Rage Snipes P4, Matty P5, Saige P6, then P7, Justin P8, Roland P9 and Joe P10, Harold P11, Lars P12, Connell P13, Jay Prentice P14, Spot P15, Thibaut P16 and Kels the Swag rounding off the field in P17.
Perry is saying one stop soft to hard or one stop medium to hard. Soft to medium will not work. Yeah, I agree with that. But
yeah, soft to medium is definitely not going to work.
The 2-stop. Who's going to go and do a 2-stop? That would be
tricky one. I know Tichy is a fan of the 2-stop, and he is either going to be the race engineer of the Alphas or the race engineer for Roland, or maybe even all of them. So if he is gonna encourage that, then we'll definitely see some people going for the 2-stop. But if I was one of them, I would definitely go for the 1-stop, soft to hard. To everyone watching, get your predictions into the chat. Who is gonna finish on the podium? Lewis, what's your podium looking like for today's Grand Prix?
So, I'm gonna go with. I think Robert could get the P1 today. I'm going to go with Robert, Ricky, and it depends on J-Sac's pace in the race. You know, possibly I think it's going to be Robert, Ricky, and then either Rage or J-Sac, and I'm going to go with Rage for P3.
Fair enough, fair enough. I think Robert is just gonna win it on race pace. Ricky is always a dark horse, so I'm gonna put him in P2, and Matty is just gonna do what he's doing all season, and that's getting consistent podium, so I'm gonna put him up into P3. Let's see, talking about the championship, let's run you guys through the standings right now. It's Matty Robbo leading the way with 176 points. It's Robert in P2 with 124 points. And it's Ricky in P3 with 98 and Ray Snipes P4 with 90 points. After that, big gap to Justin, 71. Connell P6, Dan P7, Jay Prentice P8, J-Sac P9, Kelsrek rounding off the top 10 with equal on points with Jissy, who isn't currently here as he's moving houses. Roland P12, Cygate P13, Harold P14, Sneaky Tom P15, Blades P16, Charlie P17, Thibaut P18, Lars P19 and Steve P20. Lars and Steve are both yet to score points this season. Lars is in P12 to start this race, so he is already close to points. Let's see if he can actually do it today. Constructor standings, Alfa Romeo are leading the way, and that's an understatement. They're dominating this tier. 213 points compared to Haas in P2 on 124. Ferrari is really close to Haas with 117. Racing Point on 104 and Red Bull Racing on a pretty nice 100 points in P5. Williams P6, McLaren P7, AlphaTauri P8, Renault P9 and Mercedes in last place P10.
Yeah, so the lights are on here at the Sakhir circuit. It's become I'm glad, obviously, the desert race has got a spectacle now of being night racing. Obviously, Abu Dhabi started it all off, and the MotoGP have been doing it for years now in Qatar. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the night races at Bahrain, and obviously we got two of them in the real F1 later. That oval track, I'd love for the F1 game to include the oval track. Surely on all the games, because that is going to be a Monza type race. If the downforce, you're surely going to have to go really low on the downforce with that circuit.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Like, yeah, you would say you were gonna run 1-1 wings or something like that because there's almost no turns.
Yeah, because turn 1 is no downforce anyway, because it's a slow speed corner. The only bit of downforce you literally need is for that little chicane, but the rest of it is all just power. So, for the real F1 guys, and without any practice beforehand, they're just going to have to do it all on simulation and hope that they get it right.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. It's either going to be very boring or very entertaining. We thought that was going to happen as Thibaut got disqualified from the Formation Lab. We thought the same was going to happen at Mugello actually, and it brought us a quite interesting race. So let's see what it's going to bring us in real life. But virtually, we're going to race around the old layout here at Bahrain under the floodlights, where the full top 10 of course is on the softer tire. Harold in the Mercedes is gonna go for the hard tire together with Spot in P15. Then Lars, Connell and JP are all on the mediums together with Kelswag, and Thibaut is the only one outside of the top 10 to go onto the soft tire.
Yeah, nicely done. It's so we're already halfway through this rolling up lap. Yeah, I think with the safety car nowadays, having that hard tyre, starting on that hard tyre rather, you are playing the risk, because obviously if the safety car is early, you can't do anything about it. But if the safety car comes in around your time to pit, it can work really well. But you're most likely to get a safety car when everyone's together, unless you're in a battle, hits the barriers or clips that curve at blank curves. So Perry's put his prediction of JSAC, Robert and Matty, so fairly similar.
Yeah, it's gonna either be very beneficial to start on the medium or the hard tire, or it's gonna be a big disadvantage if the safety car comes out early and you have to decide on what tire you're gonna run for the remainder of the race. But that's gonna be further ahead today. Firstly, we're gonna focus on the start for the EU3 guys. It's a new race week in Kos and we're racing here around Bahrain. It's the 5th of October 2020. Season 6 in console speed with all the EU3 guys lining up. It's 5 red lights. Building up the reps for JSAC in pole position. 5 red lights and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's a good start from the Williams, it's a good start from Robert as well, but he's being put under pressure from Ricky, who goes side by side with Rage Snipes. Full wide into turn 1. It's a Red Bull braking very late. It's Justin as he picks up damage on the left hand side. It's damage already and it's not the start Justin would have hoped for.
Yeah, he just got caught out, and being so tight in that turn 1 meant, Robert's having a look at JSAC already, and I think he's got it done. JSAC and Robert are side by side, but JSAC's going to use a bit of overtake to keep ahead of him. A bit of contact, but they just hold on for now. Really starting to look at Rage, having a look at Ricky, and he makes the move. So Rage up into P3. Oh, but Ricky's holding it around the outside, and he'll have the inside for the left-hander. Ricky just squeezes him out. Great driving from the pair of them. The P3.
Really good driving from Ricky.
As well.
Yeah, really good start. Oh, look at this. Dan is gonna make a move down the inside of Justin, who's got wing damage, of course. And that's Dan, with a little bit of argy-bargy, but that's Dan up into P6 behind his teammate now. Alfa Romeo in P5 and P6. Sidegate got immediately past Justin as well. Justin struggling, but that's very understandable with that front wing. Lars picked up a 3-second time penalty already. He is in P12 with Connell behind him. Oh, and look at Joe. Makes a move down on the inside of Justin as well. Side by side through the last turn. You need to watch out now because Justin is probably going to come into the pits. Yes, he is. And now it's Joe and Profodes side by side on the start-finish straight. Roland is on the outside, so he needs to brake very late if he wants to make this move work. Oh, but he's got it done already. No, he didn't. Sorry. Joe defended, and now Roland is being put under pressure from the teammate of Joe, J. Prentice. Oh, Roland moves down the inside, brakes very late.
Oh,
still side by side, but he makes the move stick. And J. Prentice follows immediately. Roland up into P8, J. Prentice up into P9, Joe down to P10. Oh, crash for Rage Snipes.
Yeah. He's luckily not got any damage, but he must have lost the rear end. And then him and the McLaren, Joel collide. So that's Rage dropping down the order. Yeah, I know how it's happened. He's probably clipped too much curve and lost the rear end. Or he got on the exit curve too much and lost the rear end. But he's already fighting back. He's down the inside of Joel. And Joel's going to try and hang him around the outside, but to no avail. So he's back into P9 for now, and we've got a bit of a battle with Rage. And behind the Williams, look, having a look on Joel as well. This race is definitely spiced up at the beginning. And obviously remember J. Prentice, he is on the medium tyre in P8.
He's looking really good on those mediums, yep.
Yeah.
JSAC with the fastest lap of this race, 1:29.8. He is almost a second away from Robert, but that's not enough. Ricky is 1.5 seconds behind Robert, so he's definitely not gonna get DRS on this lap. So this is the chance for the top two to pull away and secure their podium. Look at this, Alfa Romeo's P4 and P5 then is looking really strong actually, as he is pushing Manny Robo towards Ricky. 1.3 seconds the gap between the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo, 1.1 now. So Manny Robo is closing in, but it's not enough for DRS as of yet.
strong. Always a better performer in the races than Quali. And is keeping Ricky honest. Just outside of DRS. Obviously his teammate Dan is in DRS, so he's getting a nice little tow. Sidegate just outside, crucial for the Alpha boys. And Rage is already coming onto the back of Jay Prentice. Those softs are still giving him an edge over the medium runner of Jay Prentice.
Yeah, we're slowly gonna see the soft runners getting slower and slower, and the guys on the mediums and the hards getting quicker and quicker. It's this type of race where the tires go off very quickly and can only enjoy them for a couple of laps before they start to get old. Let's see what Rage Snipes can do on the start finish straight towards the last turnout. It's gonna be very crucial for him to close in on Jay Prentice as much as possible, which he did. He enables the overtake button with DRS. Is he gonna have a look down the inside at the end of the straight as then gets past his teammate for P4? Is Rage Snipes gonna go for the move? No, he isn't. So he is still stuck behind the McLaren of Jay Prentice. Is he gonna do it with the second burst of DRS and ERS? It's looking like it. Is he gonna go for the late move? Jay Prentice moves to the inside. Needs to hold it now, which he does. Really defending from the McLaren in front. Oh, Joe lost it almost. Big tank slapper for Jay Prentice's teammate. Well, he kept it on track at P10. Jay Prentice holds on to P8.
Yeah, you feel like Rage, if he can get good enough traction, which will be a key sign of how good those tyres are. If he can get good traction here, he breaks it a little bit deep, holds it. Traction, yeah, those mediums look pretty good on traction, but now with the DRS and the overtake button using a lot of ERS, and Jay Prentice was able to hold him back.
He's defending brilliantly today on those medium tires. He is doing a really good job. Oh, look at Saige and Profodes going side by side as Rowan tries to do the switchback as he gets already side by side with Saige towards the last turn. But this is not the place where you want to make an overtake when there's a DRS straight coming. Is Rowan gonna get DRS? Yes, he is, but he only got 10% of ERS left, so will he be able to make the move? I don't think he will. He's definitely not close enough. Saige is not looking too good either, only 20% ERS. He should be able to defend from the Dutchman behind. Let's actually go on board with him. You can see the Renault coming. But it's not gonna be enough, or is it?
He's going in the space. He's gonna get the run. And he's got it.
He's got it. Round the outside. Brilliant move from Roland. And that's the captain up into P6.
Yes, nice work there, and I feel as though Jay Prentice now is starting to pull Rage away from Rage, because just out of those traction zones, the medium runner of Jay Prentice looks a lot more stable, and he is in DRS as well. Oh no, not quite. Jay Prentice isn't quite in DRS, but yeah, Rage is not getting anywhere near now, so his medium's looking good. And if I have a look on the gap, so Jay is 9.4 behind our leader. Yeah, so that is the problem. Obviously, being further back, you do lose a lot of time to the leader in front. But the second half of this race, expect Jay Prentice to be really strong with those fresher hard tyres.
Yeah, he's definitely in a pretty solid position.
Saige pits.
We've got our first pit stop of the day. It's Saige into the pits. And he is gonna go onto another set of soft tires. Interesting choice.
So 2-stop.
Yeah, so he has to stop again to go onto a different compound. Gonna be very interesting to see if he's gonna go onto the mediums or towards the hards. I would say mediums. But if you can only make these set of soft tires last 5 laps, then good luck for this set and the mediums to come.
Well, obviously these will be a fresh set of softs, so we should be able to go to around lap 8, and do another 8 or 9 laps, you know, with the car being a little bit lighter than it was at the start. But yeah, so 8 or 9 laps, that means he's going to have to hit around lap 16, lap 15, which will mean he still has to do a good 15 laps in the mediums. Personally, if you're going to do the 2-stop, you you want to really run the medium through the middle stint, wouldn't you?
Yep, that's definitely what I would have done.
Yeah.
Strange decision from Sidegate, but I can't remember which race it was this season, but we've debated on a lot of different strategies and they turned out to be the right ones at some occasions. So don't judge a book by its cover. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Rage Snipes 4/10 as Ricky and Dan are both in to make their pit stops. Rage Snipes and Jay Prentice are back at it again. Is Rage Snipes gonna make a move down the inside of JP or tier 1 commentator? He is definitely not gonna do it into turn 1. But is he gonna do it into turn 3? He's really close. Jay Prentice is struggling on exit with DRS and the overtake button enabled. Now he's getting closer and closer and closer. He moves down to the inside. This should be job done. And it is job done. Good move from Rage Snipes as he is now up into P5.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see. Oh yeah, Rage. Well, Jay didn't have the best of lines there, but it'll be interesting to see whether the traction is better on those mediums coming in. So obviously we'll have DRS this straight. And the soft's still doing well for Rage. And to be fair, the soft run of JSAC is still able to pull away. Yeah. So those softs are still giving performance, which I remember in older games they didn't quite go this far with this performance. It was around now. Whereas earlier than this, people were pitting them over lap 4, lap 5 on softs. So definitely working well for these guys.
Look at this, Ricky got past Spot at the end of the big straight. Spot lost it on blank curve. I've got it on stream, and that's our Spot without a front wing. Is it gonna cause a safety car? I don't think it is, because Spot is already on the way. What I wanted to say is Ricky got passed on the back straight and then was still stuck behind it, but that's not the case now.
Lars almost did the same thing. He was able to hold it very well. So
well, look at this. Jacek and Robert both pitted. Jacek on mediums, Robert on hards. Robert comes out in front of Ricky, actually with a bigger gap than when they both went in, because Ricky was within the DRS zone of Robert and now he's 1.1 seconds behind, but he will be quicker on those mediums towards the first couple of laps in this race. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do.
How did Dan get ahead of Matty?
They got past a couple of laps ago. Yeah, okay. Dan got past Matty. And Dan is now within the DRS window of Ricky and he's just pulling Matty along. So they're doing a brilliant team play.
So Robert's going for the 1 stop, but the rest of these guys are going for the 2 stop. Really interesting. So we have got, hopefully no safety cars, so we can see a fair fight on strategy.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see indeed. Let's see now. I'm currently watching Rage Snipes and JP, and I think Rage Snipes is gonna make a pit stop on this lap.
Yeah.
In fact, he is. Question will be medium or hards. Yeah. If I was him, I would have put on the hard tires and just go till the end. And hard tires it is for Rage Snipes. Good choice, I would say. Hard tires toward the end of the race, and that's gonna be 20 more laps for the Pink Panther to do here in the desert of Bahrain.
Yeah, obviously he is quite a bit further back, but he's got a nice gap to come into. I think he's going to get ahead just off the McLaren of Joel. But he's doing that extra lap. I don't think that was necessarily the right thing to do though, because he's lost an awful lot of time on those softs. The undercut seems to be pretty big around here, a bit like Abu Dhabi. So
yeah, he lost a little bit of time, but it's gonna benefit. English is a hard language. It's gonna benefit him towards the end of the race, of course. Interesting thing will be Robert is in front of the 3 medium runners behind with Ricky, Dan and Matty. And it's gonna be very interesting to see how long he can stay in front of them and when they get past, if they get past, if he will be able to keep up with them. That's gonna be the big question for today. Jacek is pulling away on those mediums, which is very understandable, and he's doing a brilliant job so far. Harold is only 7/10 behind Connell, as Connell runs wide coming out of the last turn, so Harold is definitely looking strong on those hards. You can see that the medium runners are slowly starting to struggle.
Yeah, there we go then. So Ricky as DRS, and overtake on Robert. Seems to have a lot of straight line speed.
Ricky will have to do it on the back straight, I think.
Yeah.
It's not going to be enough. No, like you said, yeah, big straight line speed from Robert. And that's actually helping him right now to stay in front of this pack. So Ricky still has to remain in P7. As he will be thinking about a way getting past the Haas driver in front, because he can see Jacek pulling away. And knowing that he needs to make another pit stop, he will be getting more frustrated lap by lap when he can't get past the driver in front.
Look at this, we've got the Robert train going on. It's the two Alphas and Cygate are in for company here.
If Cygate's still on those soft circles, he will be looking to make a pit stop the next 3 laps, within the next 4 or 5 laps, I think. And then he will go on to either the medium tire or the hards, but if he wants to go onto the medium tires, I would stretch those soft tires a little bit more. Robert made a mistake coming out of the penultimate corner, and it's not gonna help him towards the start-finish straight. Ricky with a little bit of a look-up in the last turn, but he is looking much more dangerous than he was last lap with DRS and overtake enabled. Should be an easy job for the Ferrari, as we got a yellow as Lars retired a blank curve, and it's a VSC.
Oh, I mean, if you're any of the back guys, do you take this opportunity for a... I mean, if you're someone like Justin, well, he's already on the hards and he does pit.
He does pit. Smart move. Smart move. Now just fresh tires. Yep, and go to the end.
Can you make mediums last to the end? That's the problem, because he chose hard tyres.
Yep. With 18 laps is a stretch.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Really, in an ideal world, you'd be better off putting the mediums on when he had to change his wing. But obviously he was trying to go for the hard strategy.
Yeah, and try to make it till the end.
But with the risk of safety car, it's backfired. He took the medium, but I think it's a bit too early.
Yep.
They were back to green already.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I completely missed it, but then overtook Robert as well. I don't know when it happened. That's definitely my mistake, because I was watching it, but for some reason just didn't process it. So that's then up into P7, and is Robert now splitting the Alfa Romeos in the Alfa Romeo sandwich. As he will be trying to keep up with the guys in front, but that's gonna be a big struggle, as he is already 7/10 behind Dan. He will get DRS on the start-finish straight, so that should be helping him to defend from Matty behind. But look how close they are already. I think Matty is gonna go for the move down the inside into turn 1.
Look at the ERS that Matty's got. So much left in store. And Dan's going down the inside of Ricky.
One move for the Alphas. All over with the switchback. Now holds it around the outside. And now side by side towards turn 3. Oh, but he has to give up the place.
Dan's gone down the inside. What a move from Dan. And he shuts the door on Ricky. So Dan is up to P6. And Matty's up into P8. So net P2 for Dan. Brilliant from those guys, taking advantage. Ricky not as quick on the mediums, it seems.
Ricky struggling on the mediums, and the Alfa Romeo gearbox pitbox will be very happy to see both cars gaining positions on this lap. With Dan now up into P6 and Robo up into P8, as Jacek and Harold are having a little bit of a battle. Jacek got past Harold on 11 lap old hards, and Jacek is doing a brilliant job on those mediums. He pulled away almost 4 seconds already. It's a brilliant job from the Williams driver in front, as he is gonna get past Kelsweg. I thought Kelsweg was gonna move out of the way, but Kelsweg was trying to break the slipstream. Is Jacek already gonna make a move on the Dutchman in front? Kelsweg goes all the way towards the wall. Can we see Jason coming? No, not yet. They will definitely try it towards turn 3.
Ricky's down the inside of Dan. DRS again. Goes deep. And who will get DRS? I think Ricky gets the DRS second time. This battling is helping. It's music to the ears of Robert. So he's like, yeah, you guys keep battling. You guys got to pit again. Whilst I'm going right to the end.
Yeah, Robert is very happy to see this. He is able to stay in the DRS train, and with all this battling going on, is not allowing them to get away. And Ricky is on 10% ERS, Dan is on 90% ERS. Matty is the only one in this train with a lot of ERS left. So yeah, it's looking good for the Dutchman in P6.
JSAC though is taking his stride. JSAC is now the 4.1 ahead of Ricky.
And he will be pulling away even more. And remember, as soon as he makes his pit stop, the pace advantage will be even more compared to Robert on those hards. Because he will be on, again, another set of fresh medium tires. And those hard tires of Robert will be very worn towards the end of the race. Kelsberg goes into the pits. So that's the last medium runner to make his pit stop.
He can do a double move here. He's got past Dan. Oh, he's chose for the outer line. I would have tried to go down the inside because Ricky's always going to run it deep. But he has got DRS again and enough ERS. Ricky's going to run out of ERS. Here we go, down the inside. Ricky's going to try and hang it around the outside. Oh, man, he gave him too much respect there.
Ricky defending like we've seen him doing multiple times already, not only this season but a lot of seasons before as well. And he remains in P2 in front of Metarobo, then in P4, and Robert still in P5. Oh, Smetty almost clipped the back of the Ferrari in front to back out a little bit. But he is definitely looking really strong, as we saw Roland having a little bit of a tank stepper. But this train is looking really interesting.
Yeah, mate, he definitely has the pace over all these guys. And even fair play to Sidegate, he's still keeping with them. He's in the DRS train. 7 lap old those softs are now.
Yeah, he knows he needs to stretch those shorts because otherwise it's not gonna work on the medium tire. And being in this DRS train is actually helping him to defend from the cars behind. The only one closing in right now is Roland. As Matty goes for the move down the inside. And that is not chopped on because Ricky defends. Oh, side by side. But Matty gets the DRS. That's crucial because Ricky is not gonna get past. And that's Matty up into P2. Our championship leader is making moves.
Yeah. And JSAC is now 5.4 this up, fighting 5.4 ahead now. But can Matty start to haul him in? Has he got the true pace to pull away from this group, or is it just going to be another DRS train? One after the other, passing each other down the main straight.
And the other thing will be, we know these guys still have to make the pit stop. We saw how strong the undercut was. So now it's gonna be a very tactical game. I think if Ricky is smart, he will save a little bit of ERS behind Matty. Let Matty do the work for now. And just see if you can maybe pit earlier or later, because it will benefit you if you can stretch those tires a little bit more. But are you gonna take the risk of getting under or overcut by other cars around you? It's gonna be a very tactical game. And they need to think about the long term as well, because they can see the harsh drive of Robert in P5 on those hards, and they know he doesn't have to make another pit stop. And currently they are not pulling away as much as JSAC is doing. So They have to make another stop, and is it gonna work? Those are the questions that will be answered in the remaining 13 laps of this race, and I'm really looking forward to it. Ricky now with DRS, but not close enough, and I think he's listening to what I said and saving a little bit of DRS.
Yeah, messed up the gear changes there for Ricky. It's 3-second penalty. Gets a bit wide. And Sygate still going, 9 laps on those softs and still in DRS. I say just gone out of DRS now. I think he'll be looking to pit this lap. 9 laps is a pretty long way to go, and they do look a bit. The grip's not at their greatest right now. Well, the mediums, expect them to be pitting around lap 20, 21 maybe. For the medium guys right now, and Robert will be going the whole way. I think JSAC's got enough a gap here to pit and finish ahead of. I think JSAC is in the driving seat.
JSAC is doing exactly what he needs to do, pull away as much as possible. And look at this, Dan is outside the 1 second window, so he is not gonna get DRS on this lap. Ricky is gonna get DRS on this lap. In fact, he already press the button round the outside of Medirobo now, which will turn into the inside for turn 2. But Medirobo closes the door, and Ricky has to try again into turn 3. ERS enable, he's burning everything again. Oh, yellow flag sector 2 with the Ferrari is off. Probably spun it, but we've got bigger things to deal with. Side by side for turn 3. Ricky holds it round the outside. Yes, he does. Ricky up into P2, Medirobo down into P3.
Brilliant move. These guys are battling it out as if it's the end of the race. It's only lap 17 and 29. You'd have thought, like I said, you'd have thought they would have looked to save. If I was one of them, I would have just been like, right, okay, I'm just going to save my ERS bill and you use DRS. But it's just a gift to JSAC right now. And the problem is Robert now has a net P2 card, but I think P1 is not going to get, because he's getting held up by these guys. He doesn't have the grip to get good runs out of slow corners, and also the fact it's a DRS train. I think it's costing Robert. I think Robert could go quicker.
Yeah, this is the point now where the hards are gonna be as quick as the medium tires. So this is the point where Robert is probably gonna think about making some moves if possible, and then goes into the pits already. So he's had enough of this, as his teammate is gonna go for the move again. Repeat of 2 laps ago. Medirobo down the inside, makes the move stick. But is he gonna hold on to it towards turn 3? Ricky will get DRS. Medirobo moves all the way to the right. Ricky has to go the long way round. And he is not gonna do it again. He is gonna do it again. Oh my days, round the outside. Oh, Matty!
Nice. That was adventurous.
Matty was having a look, and this is actually allowing Robert to maybe think about an overtake. What a battle we've got on our hands.
So Dan has gone for the soft medium strategy. That is why he's pitted now. Because he's looked clever. He's looked to undercut the guys he was battling with, try and get a bit of a gap now, and then worry about it when the guys pit for softs later.
Yeah, the problem is though, he is stuck behind Thibaut now, and in front there's Karelsweg, so he needs to get past these guys as quick as possible, because otherwise he's still not gonna get any advantage from it. But already with the DRS side by side with Thibaut, that is easy job done, and I think Karelsweg will be the next one on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, Kels is on hards as well, so those things ain't gonna have much grip. So DRS will help him actually gain. I don't think he's lost too much time, to be honest.
Oh, look at this. Roland got past Robert. Is that Robert who made a mistake? Because otherwise,
Roland's flying.
I can't imagine why Robert would have lost the place. Is he gonna come straight back at him?
Yep.
Yes. Down the inside now. Oh, it's gonna be really close. And Roland is actually gonna stay in front. Oh, Robert is not gonna like this. 1.3 seconds now. between Roland and Matty. And this is hurting Robert.
Right, the gap between... So, Ricky, 8-6 behind Dan. So, Dan is about 21 seconds behind Ricky right now. I don't know what the gap is for a pit stop. But it'll be interesting to see by the end of this lap how much Dan takes now. But he's got 1.4 gap between himself and Connell.
Oh, Matty!
Oh, mate. Just held on there. But yeah, so you got Dan. Yeah, he's starting to catch Connell quite a bit. So he should get DRS down the straight again.
And these guys continue on. Roland is in. So he's gonna get one for those softs.
Undercut, here we come. This could be crucial. Where does Roland come out though? Is he gonna get, I think he's gonna end up in that traffic though.
Yeah, now we will get a good view of where he's gonna come out, because he was actually behind Dan when Dan made his pit stop, and it's gonna hurt him a lot, I think. Is he gonna get in front of the Mercedes?
Yeah, he'll get ahead of the Mercedes. But he's gonna be right in that group.
Yep, he is right behind Cygate actually. So yeah, Dan definitely gained a bit from making an early pit stop onto the mediums, but now everyone who will make a pit stop in the train he was in will go onto the soft tire. So that's definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah, so Roland, he's not really going to gain too much time. He should, saying that, as the tyres warm up, he'll be able to pass Cygate, I think, coming out of the turn, the double left-hander here. He's going to have so much more grip. Kind of messed it up, really.
Ooh, was having a look. He thought better of it. So it will probably be happening on the start-finish straight between Connell and Dan. And Ricky is in, and Matty is in. No, Matty stays out. Actually, he did a dummy. Matty stays out.
I'm surprised about that because he's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, or is he? Just depends on where Ricky's going to come out on track.
Yeah, Ricky's coming out of the pits already. It's going to be closer between Ricky and Dan than I thought it was going to be.
Well, I think he's going to get behind Fodes.
Oh, here they come.
Oh, crucial for Ricky. He gets out in front of Kelster. Oh, crucial for a race, because he's actually got some clean air in front now. Yeah, maybe Robert's gonna lose out if it stays like this. Lovely helicopter view.
He's got the pace still. Yeah, you'd have fought Ricky now with some straight line speed. You know, softs look very, very good at the moment. And yeah, Roland getting stuck behind those guys. Hitting that lap early in the end didn't work out for Roland.
Jacek is probably gonna come in this lap. No, he's not, he stays out. Jacek stays out for another lap.
But he's got the time, hasn't he? He's got the gap. So Matty does pit.
Matty is in. It will definitely be soft tyres.
Ricky's just done the fastest second sector of the race so far. Connell is defending for his life. Oh, Ricky's going around the outside, that's great, but he does it.
Ricky is not waiting, and he is making moves left, right and center with DRS and the overtake button enabled. He's gonna pull away from the Williams and he's gonna come out way in front of Matty, the championship leader, with a crucial mistake.
So let's just go through the people that have once stopped. Robert, Rage, Jay Prentice. Jay Prentice is 4.2 seconds clear of Dan. Rage is a further 3 seconds up the road, and Robert is a further 9.5 seconds up the road. J-Sack not pitting. I wonder if he's leaving it too late.
I think he is.
We're completely forgetting about Robert. JSAC here needs to pit on this lap.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised he didn't pit on the last lap, because he's gonna make it more and more difficult by himself if he is gonna stay out, because he will have less laps to close in on Robert. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Ferrari
spot.
off. Is that? No, Spud.
It's spot again.
That's...
Blank curve.
He's still alive. He's still alive.
Still alive, yeah.
JSAC was hoping then for a safety car.
Oh, if a safety car came out there, then it would have been brilliant for him.
Stoppers.
Yeah, but look at this. He is into the box now. Soft tires go onto his car, as he will come out in front of the racing point. Where is he? No, he will stay.
He will.
No,
I think he will.
I don't think he will.
He will stay ahead.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So, fair enough. But the gap now is 9 seconds in 7 laps, including this one.
And Ricky's passed Dan. So Ricky's gone down the inside of of Dan. They're 2.8 behind Jay Prentice. They're all there. Jay Prentice is on fresher hards as well than Rage, so he's catching Rage up. And Rage, well, P3's going to be the best for him. But Robert, I mean, he is durable, because Robert is on 40-lap old hards compared to those brand new softs. You can definitely take a couple of seconds out of Robert a lap.
Chasing now 8 seconds behind Robert, and they both got 0 second of time penalty, so it has to be done on track if JSAC wants to take this P1 here around Bahrain. Look at Matty, he with DRS is enabled to get past Roland in P7, our championship leader, with a little bit of a mistake by staying out that 1 lap longer, because he could have been where Ricky is right now. In fact, he is stuck behind the Renault in P8. That's definitely not what you want if your main championship contender is winning this race.
Look at this, JSAC's already pulled away 2.9 seconds from Rage on that lap alone. 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds a lap quicker. So on that rate, yeah, the two-stop is working to a treat, because they're going to gain so much time. I mean, Ricky's already behind Jay Prentice. He's took nearly 3 seconds out of Jay Prentice. But he has no ERS.
No ERS to play with, and he is not gonna get past Jay Prentice into turn 3, so he has to wait for the back straight to make a move on the McLaren in front and really have time to close in on race times as well. I would say so, but those softs are getting worse and worse. 5.3 seconds now between Robert and JSAC. But the time JSAC is gonna gain is gonna be less and less and less towards the end of the race, and Ricky is not gonna get past Jay Prentice.
Yeah, already those softs after 1 lap are not quite the same advantage. This time around, the gap is still coming down by a few seconds. Robert is 4.7. So it's about 2 seconds now per lap.
Ricky round the outside of the last turn. Oh, he's holding it round the outside, but he's not gonna get any space from Jay Prentice. Will he get DRS? Yes, he will. But he needs to make the move now. And yeah, then is looking to get past the McLaren as well.
They got no ERS. If Jay Prentice uses his overtake button, he should be able to get through. Jay Prentice is going to get a DRS here. He backs out, and he's got the Alphas right there. Matty Robbo coming through as well.
Then gets past, and Matty is the next one to try and get past as well. Both Alphas now on P5 and P7. Oh, look at Matty. He's gonna make a move. He's gonna make a move. You just saw it coming. You feel it coming. And that's Matty up into P6. Oh! Roland with another tank slapper. He's making it very interesting in the background every time. But yeah, then it's not gonna make life too hard for Matty, I suppose. Well, he is not letting Matty through on the back straight, so they will probably do on a start-finish straight, as Dan won't have DRS on the next lap What's the gap between Robert and Jacek? It's 2.4 seconds, 2.2 seconds. Oh my days.
Yeah, those softs are really eating in. Ricky's a second and a half behind Rage, so that's the next battle.
Oh, Roland down the inside of Jay Prentice. Roland up into P7, but he needs to watch out now because JP will get DRS down the inside and he gets past the Dutchman once again. Not a smart move from Roland. He needed to have a little bit more patience because now he is down into P8 again. Yeah, Matty got past Dan. Multi-21 right there. And Matty is looking to get Ricky now for P4 as Ricky is looking to get Rage Snipes for P3. 1.6 seconds now is the gap between Robert and Jacek as this is gonna be really close towards the end of the race. 32 people watching right now. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself something to drink because these last 4 laps are gonna be entertaining as... And finish off the sentence yourself.
Yeah, Ricky's looking to make a move on Rage down this straight. Will Rage defend? Rage is not using the overtake button. He doesn't need to. This is what Matty's hoping for. Matty, don't get too aggressive. You know, should be able to close in these corners here. He's just outside DRS, just use that overtake to get into the DRS zone. Oh, he doesn't do it.
Should be able to in the braking zone. Yes.
I don't think he's got DRS though. No, he didn't. He didn't get the DRS. That's going to cost him. He should have used a bit more DRS. Because he hasn't done anyway. He might as well just burn it out just to get that DRS zone. But he didn't. And Ricky's going to go down the inside of Rage. Rage's going to try and stick to it.
Ooh, Rage tried to defend, but it's just a difference, which is huge as Jacek got past Robert for P1.
He's down the inside. Rage is down the inside of Ricky. Oh, but he gets a bit of a tank slapper, which means he's not going to. And now Matty will try. Oh, he loses the back end, Matty. But Jacek has got past Robert.
Yeah, Jacek got past Robert and he's already 1.1 seconds away, so I think Robert has given this one up. He will be... I don't know whether he will be happy or disappointed with the P2, but he has to take it and he's got a big gap towards P3, so that's not going to be in danger. Which is going to be in danger is the P4 of Rage Snipes, because I don't think he's going to hold on to it. As Robo is looking really tasty to take a P4 from him.
Yeah, the softs aren't that amazing. Yeah, they're still quicker, but there's not much more advantage left in them.
Let's see, DRS. Yeah, I think Rage will get DRS as well, so Matty will have to use all of his ERS, which he is doing already. But he's gonna have a double slipstream towards the inside now. Into turn 1, should be able to make the move stick. Ooh, still side by side. But it is job done from Matty. Matty up into P4. And Rage Snipes picks up a 3-second time penalty in the process. That could be huge for the guys behind as well. Look at Dan.
Oh, Dan!
Oh!
Oh, Rage losing the rear end as well. Those parts given up. And Matty is on a mission with 1.5 laps to go.
Man on a mission. Trying to get P3 from Ricky. He's still within the DRS window.
Which is good. They'll be able to get the DRS here, close it a little bit.
I think he's gonna wait for the start finish straight to make a move, save as much of ERS as possible. Towards blank curve now. He has to do it on the start finish straight. I don't think there is gonna be another possibility, maybe towards turn 3. Well, definitely not on a back straight. It's just too short to make an overtake, especially if the car in front is going to burn off all of the ERS he's got. 7/10 it is towards Ricky. I think Matty is going to use start finish straight to close in as much as possible, to then think about making an overtake into turn 3. Let's see what the Alpha and Championship leader is going to do with DRS. He's closing in. Only 5% either left, so he needs to save it up in the braking zone. Ricky looks up. The pressure is getting towards him. And Matty now. Oh, and he picks up 3 seconds. We saw him picking up 2 warnings into turn 2. Did he throw away the podium here?
Yeah, I think he might have done. He's 2.6 behind Dan. I think Dan's mediums are now as strong, if not stronger, than the soft runners.
At 2.5, Dan is closing in. And this is going to be a P4 for Dan. And if Ricky is not having any penalties, then it's going to be a P3 for Ricky.
Yeah, I think Ricky's got it.
Team Aero not being able to get past. Oh, but look at Dan. 2.8 it is now. So we have to focus on the leader.
J-Sack, last corner.
Going through the last corner now. Brilliant and really dominant performance from J-Sack in the Williams as he takes P1 here around Bahrain. Robert will be happy with his P2. And Ricky is gonna take a very solid P3 in this race, weaving across the track to take the last podium spot. Many P4, which will be P5. Oh, 29 thousandths of a second. P5 for Matty, Rage Snipes P6, JP P7, Roland P8, Saigate P9, Kelsen Swag P10, Joe P11, Harold P12, Connell P13, Justin P14, as we're waiting for Thibaut and Spot to round off this race. But what an ending. And I think there must be some miscommunication between the both alphas, because if I was the alpha garage, then I would have let Matty in front of Dan.
Well, the problem was Dan had Rage quite close behind him still, so he didn't want to lose an extra place because of it.
Yeah, but Rage had 3 seconds, so there was no point. There was no pressure.
Yeah, so as long as if they knew that, then
yeah, it just depends on whether they knew, but I think they knew. But yeah, it is how it is. It's P4 for Dan, P5 for Matty. But this is our race winner, J-Sack in the Williams. Lovely to see those colours back on top. Absolutely not biased in the slightest. Robert P2 and Ricky taking a podium once again. I think that's back-to-back podiums now. Brilliant job from the Welshman, who hasn't been able to put in a lot of practice, but he is still doing a brilliant job.
Yeah,
so here we have it. The final standings of today. J-Sack actually taking the fastest lap as well, so that's 26 points for him in this race. Robert P2, Ricky P3, Dan P4, Matty P5, Rage P6, JP P7, Roland P8, Saigate P9, Kelsen P10, Joe P11, Harold P12, Connell P13, Justin P14, Thibaut P15, Spot P16 and Lars P17, still without any points in this race, in this season actually. Lap.
That's really good pace to be able to be that far ahead come the stops.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the fact that he was able to stay within the DRS train actually gave him the advantage towards the end of the race to stay in P2, because if he lost the connection towards the train, I think it would have been a very difficult race for him.
Yeah.
So Robert and J-Sack already joined the commentary box. We're waiting for Ricky now. There he is. We're gonna get a Williams on our screen right now. For once, not the Alfa Romeo. So guys, make sure your audio is on allowed to be shared, and then we can start with the interviews very shortly. Ricky, starting off with you in P3. Really well done. You kept it clean, and at the end gave you P3 for today's race. Happy about the result. With the information I got with you being able of not being able to practice a lot, I think you're happy with the P3, aren't you?
I'm ecstatic, and I had a great battles throughout the race, and I just want to say well done to everyone who I was battling with because it was great to be involved in a great race like that.
Was it always your plan to go for the two-stop today, or were you thinking about going towards the soft hard like Robert did?
No, I think I was always going to go for the two stop. I wasn't sure between soft medium medium or soft medium soft, but at the point Dan got the undercut on me, so I was just like go for the soft at the end, and hopefully he's held up in traffic, and it worked out in the end. We got a bit lucky in that regard. I think Connell was fighting with Dan quite a bit, but yeah, great race.
Yeah, you battled all the way through. Was there some point in this race that you were thinking about getting maybe a P2 or maybe even a P1, or was it always going to be a P3 for you today?
No, well, to be honest with you, I was thinking P5, P6 before the start of the race because, like you said, no practice. So I'm ecstatic with P3. Like, very lucky to get that.
Really well done, mate. Congratulations on the P3, mate. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
No, we're gonna keep it really short because I know you want to play. I know you want to play FIFA 21. You went for this soft to hard strategy today. Happy about your decision, or disappointed you didn't go for the two-stop today?
No, I'm very happy about my decision because I didn't really practice for today, and I think I did like one race earlier this year on Bahrain, and I also did the soft hard, so I just went for it. And I think if I didn't make some tiny mistakes at the start, I could have maybe stayed with JSEC for a bit longer in the first stint, and then maybe he wouldn't have gotten like a 12-second gap between me and him. So I think that killed my chances for the win today, but well, I'm still very happy with P2 because I didn't really put in any work for this race.
Yeah, really well done. Was there some point during the race when Jasek pitted that you were thinking about getting the victory, or did you already know there was gonna be no chance?
Well, I was hoping he wouldn't be closing in as fast as he did, but when I saw he was closing with like 2 seconds a lap, I was just counting the laps like he's going to catch me on lap 28, and then it became faster and faster, and I was just like, yeah, just try to stay with him, but impossible. And I was hoping he may have picked up a penalty, but he also didn't, so I'm very happy with P2 still.
Fair enough, mate. Congratulations on the P2. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Going towards the race right now, Jasek, really well done, dominating performance. You went for soft, medium, soft, but me and Lewis were actually thinking you were throwing the win away by pitting that late. But you're quite confident pitting that late and at the end taking the victory.
I was kinda looking for the guys behind me, Matti and Ricky, if they would pit. I wasn't really sure if the mediums were gonna make it. I was like in lap 23 when I get to the pit stop at like 66%. And I'm like, nah, it won't cut it. So I just gave it a shot. I wasn't really sure that I was gonna close the gap like 2 seconds, but the race I think was won when Rob dropped down to Matti and Ricky. That's where all the race was won. If he could keep up with me, as he said, for many more laps, he could have had the win, or at least we could give a very nice fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, like I said, dominant performance. You joined halfway through the season. What are your goals for this season? Are you trying to get as many wins as possible, or yeah, what's your aim for the remaining race of this season?
Well, first of all, I try to take race from race to race, because since I moved, my internet is kinda down, and at every race I'm sweating like, please don't get an error, please don't get an error. So I'll take the win today and the pole position. I think it was the best birthday gift I could have. So I will say the competition is really nice here because in EU4 we got race and I was like, second place, aight.
Yeah, Rissa is dominating in AU4 and now you can actually fight for the victories. Really well done, mate. Congratulations on the P1 dominating performance, and you can definitely enjoy this one.
Thank you very much.
So with that, it rounds off the podium interviews and the Tier 3 stream for today. Congratulations once again, everyone on the podium, and thank you, Lewis, for joining the commentary box with me. It was a pleasure as always.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Great results for all three, and look forward to next week for more.
Definitely looking forward to next week. If you can't wait to see anything from Console Speed, make sure you hit the follow button. If you want to see more races of Console Speed, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the AU2 and AM2 race, on Wednesday for the AU1 and AM1, and on Thursday for AU4. With that, in rounds of the stream for today, as I always say, stay safe and goodbye.